Hey y'all, so I'm going to be doing my nails again. Everyone has came in and they've been getting all these cute Valentine's nails and I'm like, honey, I need me some. So I took my nails off and I'm going to be doing a full set today. So I'm going to start with the products that I'm using. I'm going to be using these Royal Salon tips. I'm going to use the natural in the clear. And then the powders I'm going to use Valentino Princetta, really pretty pink. I'm going to use this color from Wapazima, a color from Nail Supply Glamour in number 4. I'm also going to use some glitters from Secret Nail Affair. I'm going to use Beloved and One and Only. I'm also going to use just like for a skin tone nude, a pink nude. I don't know if I'm going to use the Mia Secret one or this sugar and cream one. So I don't know yet, but either one, I'm going to use one of these. Then I'm going to use some flowers, dried flowers. Going to be using some charms. I'm going to use the Love, probably some roses and some hearts, and a little bit of gold foil. So I'm going to start with my natural prep, and I still have a little bit of acrylic on there. That's fine. When I come in with my sanding band, I'll thin it out. So I'm going to push back my cuticles first. In the set that I'm going for, I'm basically combining some pictures that I saw. I saw some French nails and I just can't get away from doing French nails. I love a French nail. So I'm going to be incorporating some of that. I'm going to do a clear tip with the dried flowers and just basically pink, pink, pink. I'm going for just a real pinky girly set. Okay, now that I have that pushed back, I'm going to go in with my cuticle bit on my e-file. I'm going to start at the center of the nail and just work that around and then go down the sidewall. And my nails are in pretty bad shape. I took them off last week, and so this weekend I said, well, while I have my nails off, I'm going to do some deep cleaning. So they have been in chemicals all weekend. So I'm going to put my e-file in reverse and do the opposite side. And that last set that I had, remember I was experimenting with the tips and pretty much they grew out just normal. I didn't notice any, excess nail on the sides, or I didn't notice any damage. So I don't know. I may or I may not do it. It just depends on the client, I guess. Okay. So now that I have that done, I'm going to come in with my sanding band. And I'm going to see if this brown one does it. If not, then I'll get a white one. I'm going to get my file and just score the top of that sanding band so I don't cut myself. Turn it up just a little bit. And I'm not trying to take all of this acrylic off. I'm just basically flushing it out. making sure that there's no lifting. See that lifting there? You do not want to leave that. So that is what I will remove. And to smooth that out, I'm going behind the acrylic, and that's where I'm filing. I'm not filing on top of it, but behind it. Now I'm gonna apply my tips. Let's see. Okay, this one looks a little crooked to me, so I'm just gonna take it off. I'm gonna clip it off all the way down. Then I'm gonna get a cotton ball with acetone and just set that on there and start rubbing it off. There it goes. So that's an easy way to remove a nail if you feel like it's crooked. If you even have like a hint that it's crooked, just take it off, because most likely it is. So let's try that again. So I'm going to take my sanding band and just flush out that tip. Okay, I've got my tips on. I used my brush to remove the dust, and then I went in with my nail brush and sprayed it with alcohol and cleansed the nails. Now I'm going to come in with my dehydrator. I'm going to dehydrate. This removes any oils from your nails. Only applying it to my nail. Okay. Next is my primer. And I'm going to do 2 coats of this. There's one, and then here's my second. Like I said, I'm going to have some French nails, so I'm going to get those started first. And I'm going to use that Mia Secret nude for my French. So I'm going to turn my finger around. Let's see, I'm going to do the pinky and start at the center of the nail. Push it in, flatten out the back. And that was too big of a bead, so I'm going to take some off. And I'm not going for like an elongated French. This one's going to be kind of short, so maybe to like about right there. It's good. I'm going to flatten it out. I still have too much, so I'm going to take some more off. Okay, now I'm going to start filing the ones that are dry. Now, when it comes to doing French, so this part is where you connect your color to, right? So in doing this, you do not want it thick. So I'm looking at this snail and I know I have to come in and apply color. So this right here is going to be too thick. So that's why I'm coming across the body and thinning that out. So that's better. So that's thin enough to where I can get it to meet up with that color without it being too thick right here in the center. So you always want to check the sides. Dust my nails really, really good. I'm also going to come in with my nail brush and make sure that I get all of the dust off of my nails. Now I'm going to come in with my color, and I'm going to be doing a color fade, so I'm going to start with the darkest. I'm going to turn my finger around. I'm going to take my brush, put it in reverse. I'm going to place it there and then push that product back into that French. Just like that. And I'm going to start tucking it in. And then start walking it up. Now I'm going to focus on my sides, make sure that they're clean. Flatten out the tip, put excess off. And I'm going to be encapsulating the charms down here at the tip, so I want that thin. So I'm not going to put a lot of product there. That was the Nail Supply Glamour. Now I'm going to come in with that Wapazima. And same thing, turn my finger around, press that product up into that bed. I'm going to immediately start tucking it in and then start walking it down. I didn't have enough, so I'm going to pick up a small bead. Set it back there. And this color kind of marbles, so when I set it down, I'm going to kind of give it a swirl so I can get the color. Okay. And I'm going to brush that bead back. And the last color, I'm going to use that Valentino Princetta. Now that I have these done, I'm gonna let them dry, and then I'm gonna come back and just file off the excess and then add my charms. So now I'm gonna take this time to do my glitter and my clear nail. So what I've done is I've cleaned out my dapping dish and I filled it with fresh monomer because I want a very clean liquid because I want this to be really clear. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a small clear bead and just set that there at the tip. Then I'm going to come in with my flowers. And take the first one and kind of just set it right there. And then the second one I'll put right there. I'm going to put a little bit of more acrylic under there. I'm going to start pressing those flowers in, being really careful because they'll tear. So I'm going to give them a chance to kind of set up. Let's see. Well, I was going to do charms also on this clear one, but I don't think they'll fit. So I think what I'm going to do is going to come in with some of the gold foil. This always makes for a pretty nail. I'm going to take the paper to a nail form and I'm going to place it over that, and then I'm just going to press down lightly and try to press those flowers in. And that pink one still wants to stick up, so I'm going to put a little bit more acrylic under there. This one right there. I'm going to continue with my foil. Let's see, let's put one right there. Okay, come back in with my paper. Lightly press. Okay, that got it. So you want these to be real flat. Look at that. And you know what? Should I add a charm in there, y'all? I think I am. So the ones that I was gonna add was like a big rose, but maybe I could fit another rose in there. Let's see. Let's just see how it looks. So maybe right there. Right in between them. Okay, that's not bad. I can dig it. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more foil here and there, just wherever I can. And I'm just dabbing some more clear acrylic down. Now I don't want to cover up my flowers, but I do want the accents of the foil to show. Okay, that's good. I don't want to crowd it. And I'm just going to take the back of my brush and press that charm in. I don't know, that might be overkill, but oh no, it's cute. Okay. So now I'm going to press my brush through my monomer so I can release any bubbles, and then I'm going to try and cap this. So I'm going to turn my finger around, pick up my bead, and this is a wet bead. You really want it wet to get it clear. So kind of just work the sides and kind of tell it where it needs to go. When you work the sides, it gives it a guide to where it needs to be. So I'm going to focus on my sides. And then I'll start kind of smoothing it out. And my brush is wet. Okay, now I'm going to cap from back here. This would be the start of my apex. Take my brush and put some more liquid on it because I'm going to start patting this out. I don't want any bubbles. See those bubbles? We don't want that. But you really need to kind of make sure that you get this covered good. So you do have to do a little bit of patting. Just make sure your brush is wet. All right, now let's add the glitter. So I'm going to start with that Beloved, and I'm going to apply this wet. Let me see, and I'm looking at it to see if I'm going to like it, because I don't know about chunky. And you know what? I don't think I'll add a chunky glitter. I think I need a fine glitter. So I'll take that off, and let me see what I have. So instead of a chunky glitter, I'm going to go for like a fine glitter. So I'm going to use this one, and this one. Rose Quartz. I love Rose Quartz. I love this one by Glam and Glitz. And I'm really just going to mix these kind of together. This one is from, I think, Nail Fantasy. And I'm going to just do like a little bit of that rose gold. I don't want a lot. So I'm going to start, let's see. Let's start with, I'll double dip. I'll double dip into Rose Quartz, then the other one. Now I'm going to come in with that gold, and I'm going to like pick up just a little bit. I'm going to start at the back just a little bit and then work that through. Ooh, yes, that's pretty. Okay. Something not too much, you know. Just a little something. So now that I have those done, I'm going to come in and file that color off. I'm going to use my safety bit. Start at the thumb. Okay, now for my final touches, I'm going to come in and add my charms at the end. So I'm going to take just a little bit of acrylic. And then I have these letters that say love. I don't know, will it fit there at the tip? Let's see. Yeah, I think it will. Oh, I'll leave it like that. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a double charm. Come in with a little heart. Bam! Oh, I love it. Yes, ma'am. That's extra, but that's how I roll. Okay, now I'm going to press those charms down into that acrylic. And I'm going to kind of go up a little bit because I know when I file, I'm going to file some of that tip. So let me scoot that up. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and now I'll just cap these, and then once I get them capped, I'll file them, and then I'll come back and let you guys see. I finally got these nails done. That is always the hardest part for me when it comes to doing my own nails, is filing, because it's just the toughest thing to do. And I honestly don't like these tips on myself. They work fine for me when it comes to doing clients, but on myself, they gave me a really hard time. So I just finished them. I'm gonna clean them. I'm just cleaning this with the lint-free wipe and alcohol, and then I'm gonna add diamonds and top coat it, and then I'll let you guys see the finished set. Okay, you guys, I finally got these nails done, and let me tell you, it was a struggle. I'm not even lying. You can hear it in my voice. I'm tired, girl. These nails took me through it. But, I mean, they ended up cute. The shape that I was going for, I was just going to keep the original shape of the tips. But the more I kept filing, the more they kept going in and in. So I said, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to get them on there. And yeah, I still love them. It's not a hard design. It was just hard for me to do it on myself. That was the big thing. But I ended up loving them, so I'm happy with them. So that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in another video.